Hey, fellow crappers, it's your old buddy, it's your old pal, Artie Reynolds here once again with As Cher Radio. And as always, on the other end of the tin cannon string is the handsome half-breed Gino Hernandez to my gentleman Chris Adams, Mr. Blade Braxton. Half-breed, that's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I love to hate the word.
You are scaring me.
She's no good, they won. Both sides were against me from the day I was born.
You're a closet Cher fan, eh?
It's like Cher is right here on Wrestle Crap Radio with us this week, isn't it? If I could turn back time.
Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation on the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was standing over there by the tomatoes, and here he comes.
That's right, kids. You know what? Usually this music means only one thing. It's time for Artie's weekly trip to the grocery. But we got something super special planned this week. Artie did not, in fact, go to the grocery. Artie went someplace completely different, and now I'm going to tell you about it right here and now, right here on this radio program. We had Artie's trip to Disney World.
Look out.
Look out, indeed. And it was funny, because whenever I was originally approached about going to Disney World, and that's why we didn't have an update last week, because it's taking my young child to Disney World. When I was originally approached about taking Artie Jr. to Disney World, I'm like, he's 11 months old. He's not going to get any of this. I really didn't. But he got it all. I mean, he didn't get it all. It wasn't like he was riding Space Mountain, woo, or anything. See, it's so sad. That's what I was going to say, is I went with Trash. And every time we would mention Space Mountain, one of us would always follow it with a giant woo. Woo!
Genius.
Yeah. I can only imagine, how much poor Mrs. Deal and Mrs. Trash. What, jeez. What would be worse? Would you rather be Mrs. Deal or Mrs. Trash?
You have to give me a moment to recover after just hearing you use the phrase Mrs. Trash.
So anyway, Artie Jr. gets the stuff, and the characters, I thought he would be, really scared of. Because a lot of kids, when they're real young, they're, scared of Santa Claus and stuff.
What about 7 dwarfs running around?
Oh, he wasn't scared of the stuff at all. In fact, and I may have to post this picture, he started making out with Minnie Mouse. And I am not making that up. I mean, he's, got his tongue down her throat. Her rodent throat. It was interesting because, the characters and stuff down there, I mean, they really coach those guys. They don't break kayfabe.
No kayfabe breaking.
They do not break kayfabe, those characters. Because we ran into Ariel, the princess, the Little Mermaid.
How does she get around?
Well, she just stays in her grotto. I'm not kidding, they have Ariel's grotto, and you go and you see her, and my son had a little green pacifier, and she's asking if it was seaweed.
So was this Ariel hot?
She was attractive. If you're into a fish woman. If I could turn back time. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. I think that the whole show I should just do it as Cher. If I could turn back time, do you believe in life after love?
if we keep this up, we're gonna have to imitate. What Sonny and Cher did. We'll have like the Artie and Blade variety hour. That's what we should change the name of the show to. We could sing and have skits every week.
I love the thought of having songs and skits. I gotta get up on my soapbox for a little bit. I've said this a lot. I don't just say it here on WrestleCrap Radio. I say it a lot in real life, at my real job, wherever I go. If people would just shut their pie holes and listen to R.D. Reynolds and what I tell you to do, your lives would be a lot better. It's pretty much
what
that
can
simple.
I do? What can you tell me to do that would make my life better?
You can shut your pie hole and listen to R.D. Reynolds. One person has done that. My beautiful, beloved Trish Stratus.
Goodbye, Trish Stratus. It's the final curtain. I'll miss your meat curtain.
His nose candy?
Now, what is the bet? The better record? Who goes further?
Whichever. Well, whatever you want. I don't care.
We'll say who goes further.
Okay, who goes further? Whoever
Okay.
goes further, then the loser has to, on one radio program, you just have to say whatever I tell you to say. The entire show. Not only that, our fellow crappers can email in and dictate what you are to say the entire show.
I'm going to dictate a lot of stuff to you after we win the Super Bowl this year.
Okay?
So it's on.
It's
on like Donkey Kong.
It's on like Donkey Kong. UFC does what pro wrestling should do. It tells people, here are two people. You want to see them fight. And then they just promote that. So that you get to the point where you're like, oh my God, I really want to see these two fight. The NFL, for crying out loud, does a better job of booking than WWE. What's the big game this weekend? Manning versus Manning.
True.
Is
that
so
just
simple.
convenient the way the schedule worked out there?
Oh, hell no. It's not convenient. That's what they did. They're booking it. They're putting up events. They're putting up matchups that make you want to see. That's what WWE isn't doing. That's what drives me insane. It's what drives me insane.
You all right?
Yep.